everybody. Welcome. I'm Christy at My Artful Adventures, and today I've got something fun to show you. I've got the friendship files. So it is a digital printable, and I hope that you like it. It's something that I have worked on for subscribers to my email or my newsletter. So if you want to go ahead and pick that up, all you have to do is just, go ahead and sign up for the newsletter. And I have it set to where when you sign up for the newsletter, you will automatically, I'm trying to see, I got to make sure I can see comments. You'll automatically get the entire set because the whole collection has gone out now. So my free kits come out in the newsletter for one section each week, right? For a month. Hey Liz, hi Martha, how are you guys doing? So that's how those are going to be. And so July, this coming Sunday in the Sunday summary, we'll have a brand new collection coming out. But because we are using, because the theme in Junk Journal Jamboree for the next 3 months is for this month, and then for July, August, and September, it's friendship. And so I made a collection to be able to use, and that's why it's in the newsletter. And so anybody that wants to get that, all you have to do is just subscribe to the newsletter, and then it will automatically, you'll have access to it. You just have to go into your email and get it. So, hey Rhonda, how are you doing? So that's all you have to do, you guys. So super easy. Let me go ahead and put myself somewhere else. Why is that not coming up? I say. Oh, there we go. I'll put it over in the crafty bunch. Okay. And if anybody wants to put me anywhere else, that's fine. I love it. I love it when you share me out, guys. So today is the day you get a look at it. Now, if you've already got it in your email and you have downloaded it or you've opened it up at least to see it, then this isn't going to be a surprise, but I know a lot of people haven't seen it yet. So let me change. Oh, and I should have oh my goodness. Oh, it looks like it'll be okay. Make sure my desk view is set up. Nope. Oh, what in the world? Oh, why? Hang on just a second, you guys. I'm so sorry. Why is that not on? Well, I have a helper that gets in here periodically and helps me. His name is Bruce. He's actually a little black cat. Okay, let me see a second, you guys. Why does this have to happen? Okay, I just don't know why it won't. There we go. We got it. Excellent. Let me pull it out a little bit. It's way too close. And I wanted to show you a couple of things about it. So it's friendship. The theme is friendship. This kit is called the Friendship Files. And so we've got all these little girls who are these little friends, and they all have a similar look, and the whole collection, has this color palette. But now these have not been printed on the backs yet, and I've got some papers to do that. But I wanted to show you this. I wanted to see the difference that it would make if I went ahead and tried to print it without the borders, because a lot of you have printers that you can not have these little borders around the edge, and then you don't have to cut them or ink them or anything. But look what it does. Look how much closer it cuts. It cuts off my swing edge over here. Let me see how it just comes to the edge, and then on the other side it puts her much closer to the edge as well. So I don't really like that. I guess I'd just as soon take the time and cut my own edges off, to do that. But I did want to show you that in case you have thought about doing that and you're not sure how that would turn out on your own printer. So we've got all of these girls here. Here, let me just flip through them so you can see what we've got here. And so these are all made so you can just fold them in half for your, you know, your junk journals if that's what you want to use this for. And they don't have faces on purpose because I like for you to think of what you might envision their faces. If you want to put faces on them, feel free. Put some eyes and mouth on them. But and then we've kind of got a couple of, you know, the color palette kind of morphs into something else, and that is on purpose because I thought, you know, not everybody wants the kind of that darker look, and so you've got some options here. You know, you can pick and choose. It's a fairly large collection. I think I hadn't even looked, but somebody said it was 43 pages, but it downloads pretty quick, you guys. So I thought, you know, I wanted everybody to have a chance to pick whatever kind of color palette, you know, that makes you happy out of it. So some of these have the little girls down here in the corners, and then you've got some pages where they don't have anything. Hi, Sue, how are you? So they don't have anything on them. We've got some with some real faded, you know, text on them and the lines, because, you know, if you've got files, you got to have some file looking stuff, right? Hi, Lori. And so now here I'll show you. I can better show you with some of these things how different they, you know, they look kind of for the different. See, now you've got, this is a little bit more of the vintagey thing. The little girls are a little bit different than these, but still very similar. Plus, you've got some blonde-headed girls and some with a little bit more red hair in here. So somehow a lot of these gals got really dark hair. And then we've got this, and we've got some, you know, these kind of morph into these softer color palettes too. So it gives you a good variety. And yet, you know, you can still use all of them together. So lots of tags, and I didn't even get everything all printed out yet. But what I wanted to do is I'm going to use some of this today. Well, let's see. I got some other things. This one I'm going to work on today. Here's one of the backgrounds I tried to put in. I realized I didn't have anything that was like a non-directional type of paper, and so I think I've added 3 of those in, because these obviously, you know, in the background, even though it's faint, you know, you've only got one way, and I wanted you to be able to take some things. Now this one isn't too bad. I made this one a full sheet, and you know, however you want to cut and bend it, fold it, whatever, it's not going to matter, right? We don't care if some of those lines look like that. So what I'm going to do today is I'm just going to take a couple of these, and I'm actually going to work on a file folder that I can put these in. Hey Cruz, hi Susan, Linda, hey you guys, how you doing? So I'm going to take a couple of these. If you're just getting on and you didn't get to see all of it, please go back and take a peek, because this is kind of the first time I'm showing it live here. So, okay, and what person doesn't have a regular manila folder? I didn't. I couldn't find a regular one quick. So I'm going to take this one, and I thought, you know, it doesn't really, that's not too bad. And I can put something on the front if I want. It doesn't, you know, it doesn't clash too bad. So I wanted to get something together so I can start doing some cutting and getting things together. So next Tuesday is when we're going to have our Junk Journal Jamboree starts with our 3-month theme of friendship. So I can hardly wait to see what everybody might do. I did go ahead and I shared this with the ladies in the group, so you might see bits and pieces of it, you know, all through the time. I don't know, but you know, it is some little friends. Hi Virginia. So let's go ahead, and I'm going to cut these down a little bit. I need to decide about, I'm going to make some pockets, and I do want them to have a little bit of room in them. If I need things to be the full sheet, they can just go in the folder, right? So I don't really care if these pockets are, if they are, oh, what am I going to say? Oh, what was I thinking? I don't care if the pockets go all the way across. That was what I was thinking. Because you'd have to have, oh my goodness, what would this size be? Where's my ruler? Well, I don't know. Well, here, we can look here. You would have to have, let me look at it at the side here. you'd have to have a paper that was 11.5 inches long at least. And if you wanted to put glue tabs so it would give you more room, you're looking at about 12.5 inches. Well, I don't have any paper that's 12.5 inches. You could use a piece of scrapbook paper and you'd come close, right? You could almost do it with that, but I'm not going to worry about that. And let's see, I would probably want, I do need to trim. I'm going to trim the top edge off. I only need to worry about one side, trimming the white edge off, because the other side is I'm going to make glue tabs, so it won't matter, right? We won't even know. You printed the first ones last night, huh? Good. You downloaded the next set today. Excellent. You know what? And I tell you, Susan, from So Inspired, she has hers. She got them in the newsletter, so she got them 2 weeks in a row. And the reason they came 2 weeks, because when I decided this, we were already, halfway through July. So being halfway through July, I couldn't break it out into doing it for the entire month, right? And so for July, we got a new set coming out. But you can still get access to this simply by subscribing to the newsletter. And in the newsletter, it'll have a link for the collection as well. So if anybody, wants to pick that up too, that's how that's going to be. Actually, I probably don't want to do that high. I do want to leave these little stains on here though. So I think I'll probably, I don't know where that is. I'm just going to do it this long. So about 4.5. So I'm going to make it 5 inches. I'm going to cut it at 5. And then I'm going to score 1/2 inch on the bottom to be able to make my pocket. So we've got this going on here. Wait. No, I was going to cut it at 5. Was I going to cut it at 5? Oh, you guys. Help me. No, 5.5. Cut it at 5.5. I think. Is that what I said? I don't know. Okay, well, I already got it scored. Okay, and now I'm going to just flip it around and score it 1/2 inch on each side. And see, this won't matter since we're doing glue tabs, right? We don't even care if it's got the little white edge. So then we'll just kind of miter our corners over there, give them a little trim, and then we got ourselves our first pocket. Hey Christy, how are you doing? Little Yellow House Creations. Your clock must be off. Would you mind telling me the name and place for this kit? Okay, this is the Friendship Files, and you get it through, did that not score? And you scored a little bit more. It's called the Friendship Files, and you get it through my newsletter. If you're not getting my newsletter, you can sign up, and it will be an option for you to download it. That'll be like your incentive for signing up for the newsletter. That's just the easiest way I could figure out how people could get it going forward. And then you get new printables like each week. And so in July, we'll start a new collection. It's going to be a surprise. I'm not going to tell you what it's going to be yet. You'll have to wait and find out. So yeah, and if you, it depends on where you're watching from. If you are watching on Facebook, this doesn't have a link in the description yet for that. You can go up into the featured things and find my link tree, and that's an easy place to find the newsletter page there. You can also go to my webpage, myartfuladventures.com, and then /newsletter. So you can get it that way too, or just My Artful Adventures. You'll find the newsletter link up in the top menu banner. So that's an easy way. I should just tell people that all the time. That's not too bad. Susan says she loves surprises. Little Yellow House Creations, what is your name, please? I probably know because it doesn't tell me that I can follow you, so I must be. I just can't think of it right offhand. And you know, any of my friends that come on and have their page name showing, be sure you give them a, you know, go check them out, give them a follow. Okay, and I like to take this top edge too and just give it a nice little clip as well so it doesn't come out there on the top edge. So there, we've got our first one. While we're cutting and scoring, let's go ahead and do the next one. So let's see, this one, yep, I'm gonna have to cut the top off. Just trim that off a little bit. And so I love the subtle backgrounds that these have with kind of music and handwriting, and some of them look like, I think some of them have kind of little things that look like ledgers in them and all that kind of good stuff. I got people coming and going in here. My daughter and granddaughter are getting ready to leave on their annual summer adventure back to Minnesota. My granddaughter's dad's family lives up there, and great grandma has a cabin on a lake, and they all meet up there for 4th of July. So that is fun. And my daughter and granddaughter moved down here when the granddaughter's dad had passed away, and they moved down here with us. So they still make a trip back to see the big family. It's a big family. They all have lived around St. Paul for years and years. So it is a big family, and they all go up to the cabin. I think even great grandma makes an appearance. I tell you, she is a sprightly great grandma. She is, I don't know, I want to say she's about 10 years older than I am. And she has always been busy with her clan. A lot of them had kids very early, so she's not that much older than me. Yeah, and Layla's not even her oldest great granddaughter, so, or great grandchild, I should say. Let's see if these. I like these to not even touch at all, so I'm gonna clip a little bit more out here. It just helps them lay nicer. So just, you know, because I did it in cardstock. Now if you've got regular paper, that's not such a big deal. Got a little thing right there. You just lost your mind? Oh my gosh. Oh, I don't care if you're on your page. Let me see what else that you said. You think you've had your page for 3 years? Well, great. That's great. I tell you, it takes a lot of work keeping up with these Facebook pages, right? You know, here's another thing. If I can clip right through here, it'll trim all of it off at once. No, kind of. It's too thick to do that. I gave it a good try though, right? Regular paper would have worked. Okay. A little bit more. My husband's giving them a hard time about getting away so late today. They're not in any hurry. And my daughter got a conversion van several months ago, and so, you know, while they're on the road, I mean, she's got it all fixed up inside, so while they're on the road, if they need to spend the night before they get there, they already have a place. Yes, they are hardy stock up there. They sure are. That is too funny. But yeah, you got that right. So this is all I'm going to do for today, is make this pocket in here to get started, right? But I hope, before we end, I'll pull the pages back out again so you can have a quick look, because I know not everybody jumped on here right away. Okay, so this one, because this one has stuff that is, you know, like, that actually goes one direction, I'm going to put it in here, and I'm going to make it where it goes up. Now, one thing I want to consider when I'm placing these is I don't know how much room it's going to take. I suppose, I think I'm going to go ahead and, oh, well, I know what I'll do. Hang on. We'll get to that in a second. Getting ahead of myself. Hey, Sue, how are you doing? Oh, my goodness. So, yeah, the only thing is, I mean, there's no charge for the printables. The only thing I ask is that you not give them away as printables. I'd rather, you know, I'd like for people to get them from the newsletter, and then, you know, they all obviously have a chance to get other free printables as well. And I don't mind if you make things for yourself. If you want to make things, you know, that you make and sell, that's fine. But they are not for commercial use, which means you can't start using them and, like, you know, start making a series. Oh, I got that thing. I didn't trim that one. Like a series of mugs or, you know, something like that on these things where you can print them like that. That's all that means. But otherwise, sure, you can make whatever you want. And, you know, the other thing is, these will be useful. There are so many of the little images, and they'll be useful for, you know, other projects, too. You can mix and match, do whatever you want to. Anyway, I hope people get a lot of use from them. That is my intent, anyway. Now, I do want to kind of put the glue up here closer along the top so that as I adhere that, it will pull that paper closer down and not make a little lip that is harder for me to get things in as I put things in the pockets, right? I hope that makes sense. So I'm going to put it just up a little bit. I'm going to try and center it, sort of. And I'm not going to put it all the way down at the bottom. I'm just going to put it up a tiny bit. And if you want, you could put like a, and I didn't even ink the edges. You know what? I didn't even think any of that. I just thought it would be fun to come on and show you what we've got going on here. Okay, so now this one, see, this one won't matter. I'll put it this way. And I just thought this was fun because, you know, it's like notebook paper that's all stained and messed up. Now this is what I'm going to do on this one. You know, these file folders have these other little score marks so that once you start filling them up, you have more room that you can make a bigger, you know, a thicker file folder, right? So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it up a little bit so if I ever need to use that score mark way down there, you know, it won't interfere with folding it. So, you know, if you don't want to do that, that's fine. It's just something to consider. And here's the other thing. When you're making your pockets, and like when you're making a pocket and you don't want to glue the four sides, hold it on the side that's not getting glue in the first place, right? So, and by making sure your glue is up a little closer that way, you don't want to get it so close that it's going to glue the, you know, you're going to get glue seeping out and glue it to the pocket and then the whole pocket's closed. Don't do that. But even if you have it not quite down here to the outer edges, it'll kind of give even a little bit more lift to that pocket. It'll be able to do just a tiny bit more. And then again, I'm just going to put it up a tiny bit. And now we've got something to start holding these in. And then you also might, as you're doing this and gluing your pockets, whoops, this guy popped up over here. I'll make sure he's down there good. You also want to, you know, to make sure you didn't get that glue seeping out, you know, stick something in here, run it along the edge, down there. Man, what is going on here? Boy, I don't usually have that much trouble with that glue, do I, you guys? My goodness. So I'm wondering who all did see them already in the newsletter. Who already gets the newsletter? Tell me if you get the newsletter. Give me some hearts or thumbs up or something. I'm anxious to see. And if you did, tell me if you saw them, because I'm curious. Okay. So, and if you haven't been getting the newsletter, it's, I usually tell something about, something that, something simple about what's going on around here. And then I tell you the schedule for the week, what's coming up, what maybe, and the next event that I'm hosting might be. What else? Tell you what happened last week, if I've got any videos that you can see, what those were, usually with a picture of what the project was. What else? Any specials we've got going on, anything new, all the stuff. I try to make it not too long, and then go ahead and give you your printables at the bottom. There's always a happy mail winner in there. And you guys, you wouldn't believe how few people have ever responded that they were the happy mail winner. Seriously. Isn't that funny? Okay, so Karen gets it. Lori. The little... So I forgot. Oh, did you tell me, the little yellow house, tell me what your name is, if you don't mind. Sue gets it. Lori, Virginia, Susan. Oh, Susan says this last week's was jam-packed. Oh, and I've added a crafty tip. They might be simple, but it's still a tip. Sometimes it's those little bitty quick tips that we might not really even think about, right? So, anyway, I like to make it worth your time to open up and read it. Okay, so now we've got our our little 2 pockets in here, so it's ready to go. Oh, Sue, okay. All right, thank you. Well, I thought I saw your name come up. Maybe was that last night? Were you in and watched Mystery Card? I don't know. I recognize you, but yeah, I had forgotten your page name. Okay, so let's run back through here real quick, and I'll show you some of the things. And where's the pages? Look, see, I already needed the file folder to put these in, right? My goodness. Well, yeah, where did I set them over here? It amazes me how stuff can get lost right on my desk. Because this is just the part that's on cardstock. I got my pages printed on... Seriously? Oh, you guys. Don't you wonder how I manage anything? Well, that's just ridiculous. This is what I was going to show you, though. The girls, like, this one I printed without the borders, and it kind of cuts off. It gets too close over here. I mean, this one is okay, but this one is starting to cut the little swing off. Seriously, I cannot. Oh, they're upside down, you guys. Just like, oh my goodness. So you can see the difference here. The edge of the swing actually has a little bit more, and when I tried to do it borderless, it cuts it off. And on this side, you can see her bun is just really close, and you can see there's not as much fence over there. So that's how much it cuts off when it expands it enough to do that, right? And so here's the little sets of girls. That's because I flipped them like this as I went through. Oh, thanks, Sue. I appreciate that. So just little girls, different. Yes, they don't have faces on purpose. And the color kind of morphs into, a secondary color palette, sort of, but it still blends in. So you don't have to worry about that. You can mix and match. You can use only the ones that, if this is the color palette that you want, you only want these couple of pages, you can do that. It's just up to you. And then we've got some of the line pages. So all you have to do, these are made to fold in half for your junk journals. So yeah, just a quick run through to repeat, you guys. I know we had people that didn't come in. And these have little words in the background, little fun words. Oh, and there's also a sheet of the printable word strips too for you to cut apart. I just like to have words to like cut apart and put on, things I do, like whether it's the junk journal pages or tags or whatever. I just feel like I need that. Look, here's like half a file folder. You could cut this out and do something else with it if you wanted to. Here's one of the backgrounds, is this lace. Another one just looks like a piece of, like a fabric. It's got a heavy weave, and so it's non-directional. There's also some florals too. And then again, here's kind of the difference in some of the florals. And these girls look a tiny bit different, but they do. I've got some that, I got the blondes right there for you. And then, yeah, they just kind of mix and match them, you guys, to your heart's content, all right? So there you have it. All right, you guys, that's all I have for you today. I'll probably put something on here. I wonder, since this is borderless, I wonder how much that would cover. That covers most of it. Maybe I'll put that on there. Oh, I like that. How about that? I'll probably glue that on there and then like trim it down over here. Trim it around the, you know, the little file thing. And then I'll probably put some kind of a label on here that has something to do with our friendship files. Friends to go. All right, you guys, thank you for joining me today. I appreciate it. And next Tuesday is the day that we start these friendship journals over in Junk Journal Jamboree. So that'll be fun too. Oh, you like the words? I like word strips too. Yeah, lots of fun stuff. In fact, I I made the one and I'm like, oh, I almost want to do more. Who knows? I might. You might look for more word strips, right? Thank you. I appreciate that, you guys. Appreciate it. Okay, I'll let you go. Have a great day and be crafty. Go off and be crafty and do something. So create yourself something fun, you guys. Take care. Bye-bye.